3 men is back.
Oh, okay, Jay, boys, do it again. Oh my gosh, the red got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time. Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week. I have delivered. Something is true, something but oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash Drew Inferno. Back at it with another Call of Duty Black Ops 7 commentary video gameplay for you guys, and this is interesting. This is, what, 5 years late? 6 years late? 7 years late, maybe? But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. What am I talking about? The NBA 2K community are finally speaking up about the practices that 2K are, putting on display when it comes to NBA 2K. So we talking like the likes of, what is it, Take-Two, Interactive, 2K Sports, and stuff like that. Because now people within the 2K community are complaining because of the price of VC. They now got season passes in the games, and the fact that you put in all this money in one game that lasts for 9 months basically, and then all that money goes to waste because the newer version of the same game comes out for next year, and it happens again, and then comes out next year, and it happens again, and then comes out next year, and it happens again. At some point, it's like, yo, this is getting worse. We need to stop this. Either that or I'm just gonna stop playing 2K. So when it comes to me, I was always like, going back in the day, I used to have, I think it was NBA Live 96 on the Super Nintendo, but then I traded that game for another game, another NBA game called NBA Give and Go with my cousin's friend when I was in elementary school. I never got NBA Live 96 back. But NBA Give and Go was a good game. That was actually a good game. I was surprised how good of a game that was. And then I stayed with NBA Live. So I've been NBA Live for the longest amount of time. I played NBA 2K on the Dreamcast because my friend had it and I tried it out. And it was like, we talking like the old NBA 2K when like the likes of Allen Iverson was on the cover and Ben Wallace was on the cover and stuff like that. And I didn't like it. So I stuck with NBA Live until Live either fell off or they just stopped making games, and I had no choice. So I moved over to NBA 2K, and I think my very first NBA 2K game, if memory serves me correctly, was NBA 2K10. If memory serves me correctly, I want to say NBA 2K10 was my very first NBA 2K game. I want to say, I'm not 100% sure of that, but I believe it was NBA 2K10. That was my first NBA 2K game. So, and that game was cool. And then I got 2K11, and I enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed that game. I enjoyed that game so much that I did not get NBA 2K12. I try to remember I did get 2K12 or not. I want to, as you know what, I might have gotten 2K12 because prices, this was PS3, so prices back then was not that bad. And then I want to say I skipped 2K13 because I was really enjoying 2K12, I want to say. But when 2K14 came out, I had to get that because that was on the PS4. That was one of the first games to drop on the PS4. The PS4 just came out, and I needed a game to play for that. So 2K14 came out, boom, there you go. Now, I do remember that I was enjoying 2K14 so much that I skipped on NBA 2K15. And that was the one with Kevin Durant on the cover. I skipped that one. Now we get to the golden point right here. NBA 2K16. So as you all know, Kevin Johnson Jr., KJ2. Y'all remember those days? Yeah. That was 2K16. Those days was fun. I ain't gonna lie. Those days was fun. They was really, really, really fun. And then I got 2K17. And those days were not bad as well. And then I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I don't remember if I got 2K18. I want to say, I might have skipped that one, I don't remember. And I want to say I did get 2K19. And I want to say that 2K19 was the last 2K game I got. I don't recall getting 2K20. And I know for a fact I may have gotten 2K21. I may have gotten 2K21 because that's the one that had Kobe Bryant on the cover. But that either 2K19 or 2K21 was the last 2K games that I got. After that, I just stopped because I saw the writing on the wall when it comes to 2K games. I was like, yo, I noticed what MLB The Show was doing at the time, because at the time, here's what MLB The Show was doing. You could get MLB The Show every year, and your progress from what you did the previous year, you can transfer it over to the new game. And I'm like, that's fantastic. Why doesn't the likes of Madden, FIFA, and NBA 2K do that? Because they want more money, that's right. But eventually, MLB The Show stopped doing that as well. So, once all that was going on, I was like, yeah, we basically wasted money because we putting in hundreds of dollars in a game that we only going to play for 9 months, and then after that it's useless. And to make matters worse, we putting that same amount of money on next year's game just for it to be useless 9 months later, and then we're doing it again for next year's game, and we repeating that cycle. And it's like, wait a minute now, this is getting out of hand. Like, in the game, it was often broken at times too, you know, with the online, with the gameplay. There was a lot of inconsistencies in terms of like the jump shots, the defense. It was a lot of stuff wrong with NBA 2K's gameplay in some of those games. And that in combination with the microtransactions, the VCs and all that. And it was like, yeah, I can't. There's no way. I can't mess with this. I can't support this. And I stopped. I didn't just stop playing NBA 2K. I stopped buying NBA 2K. And I did, and I got out of it at the good time because now they were adding season passes in the game. And we talking monthly season passes. Or bi-monthly. So it was like, wait a minute now, hold up. So now we got VC, microtransactions, and now we got season passes. It's like, nah. And this came after I left 2K, like a year or two. No, not a year or two. I want to say 2 or 3 years after I left 2K. And I left 2K alone. I didn't say anything about it because I'm like, you idiots are not going to learn. Y'all just constantly going to give them money, and y'all basically waste the money, and y'all letting the likes of 2K Sports and Take-Two Interactive basically fuck y'all in the ass, and basically let them treat y'all like they're bitches because y'all constantly giving them money to the point where they're pimping y'all motherfuckers. They're legitimately pimping y'all motherfuckers. Whatever money y'all have, y'all giving it to them because y'all want to play basketball game for 9 months before the new one drops. It make no sense. So that's why I stopped. But now people are catching on. And I'm like, where the fuck have y'all been? Like, where the fuck have y'all been? Like, this should have been a thing before the season pass crap came out. Where the fuck have y'all been? But y'all finally here, so that's good. That's a good first step. That's a good first step. So now people are saying what I've been saying, like I said, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But there's people who still want to apparently like to get fucking the ass by the likes of 2K Sports and Ronnie 2K and Take-Two Interactive and stuff like that, because they still trying to support NBA 2K. And check this out. This is from Studio Great Games. This is a tweet that they put out. So they said, easy idea, port 2K14 to 2K16 to the current consoles one at a time for the next 3 years. Keep the gameplay exactly the same. Make everyone start over. All progress is deleted from those games. I mean, that part, are we talking about, what is this? PS3s? No, this is PS4s. So, although you could potentially port them over, if you still have your save data, you could port them over, like if they want you to. But let's move on. And it's $100 a bill. As much as I hate to see the price of bills for those games go up, I'd rather play them than what we had gotten since. It's a win for us gameplay rise, and it's a win for 2K money rise. COD ported Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 recently. Yes, they did. And they did over 5 million users in a week. Imagine what 2K16 would do. Well, here's the problem with that. The problem is we want the cost of VC to go down. $100 a bill is not the VC going down. It's basically status quo. So this idea is not a good idea. So that's number one. Number two, while I can't speak for everybody, but the squad that I was playing NBA 2K16 with, they still together. If I wanted to, we now moved on from Discord calls and Discord group text. We got each other's phone numbers. So now we're in a group text. We texting each other. So I can easily hit them up and be like, yo, let's get on the game and play. Or they can be like, yo, let's get on the game and play. So in the case of, and that is the case for Black Ops and Black Ops 2. Even though I haven't done it yet, but like, yo, at some point in time, probably next week, I don't know, I'm gonna hit them up and be like, yo, who down for Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2? And then go from there. So for us, we could easily get on 2K. If they would have rolled with this idea, and again, cut down the price of that VC, if they would have rolled with that idea for NBA 2K16, we could easily get together and get on NBA 2K16. Like, we could easily do that. But again, that's not everybody, because this is 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Because the game came out in 2015. So this is like, if I say 5 years ago, I meant 10 years, 11 years, 12 years ago. And everybody moved on. Now everybody is together like that, like they were back then. So it's like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to fly. So that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. And then I saw another tweet where somebody said, and this person, Be Like Dime, said, y'all got to stop telling people to stop buying 2K. Buying 2K isn't a problem. And it kind of is, but let's move on. There are plenty of people who buy 2K and never touch my career, my team, or any of that shit. And at that point, I'm like, then what's the point in getting 2K? Oh, I got the hiccups. What's the point of getting 2K if you're not messing with my career? In my honest opinion, the whole point of getting 2K is to mess with my career. Because with my career, you can go to the rec. You can go to the park. If they still had crews in the game, you can still do the cruise thing. You can play online with your own build. That's the whole purpose of getting 2K. But let's move on. Your problem is with VC, which is true. That's one of the main reasons, actually. So if you want to fix that, you simply stop buying VC. If you continue to buy VC next year or year by year, please shut the fuck up on the timeline and just enjoy the game. No, because again, well, yeah, the VC is the problem, but at the same time, and well, what he's referencing is buying VC. That's what he's referencing. He represents buying VC. VC in general is the problem. And the reason why that's the problem is because if you're not buying VC, then wanting 2K, 2K Sports, K2 Interactive, they are making it harder and harder to get that VC to the point where it's like, yo, they kind of force you to buy it. So, yeah, the VC is the problem, but it's not just buying the VC, it's getting the VC amongst other things like gameplay and online connection issues and all that stuff and the realism of the game. So it's like, this is not going to work. So buying 2K is still the problem. So there you go with that. There you go with that. Now, I'm trying to think. I saw a tweet. I'm trying to remember what it is. I saw a tweet. I don't remember who it was. But before I get to that tweet, I want to talk about another tweet. So iPod King Carter. I used to rat on him because once upon a time, he used to be an NBA 2K fanboy. Like, he used to kiss NBA 2K ass once upon a time. But he grew up. He's gotten better. And he's speaking out on this as well. So he spoke out on it well, he posted a clip of him speaking out that made his way onto Twitter. And yeah, people obviously got 1.2 million views, and that's the type of stuff that we need right there. And yeah, I see some comments, some response to his tweet, and one of them said, "Grow a spine," and called him out for prices. You motherfuckers want to get invited to the event so bad. Y'all are part of the problem. Fuck a transfer, make it cheaper. I ain't buying that bullshit. So there's that. And then here's another person. How about y'all boycott by actually stop buying the game? Y'all complaining every single fucking year, but still spend hundreds on the same shitty game. So the video, he's speaking about, yo, we should let our VC transfer. Well, this is true, but it's more to it than that because, again, you got the season pass. You got the terrible gameplay. You got the terrible online connectivity and all that stuff. And that's what people are talking about. Let's see about another comment. They would never do this because y'all dumbasses make 15 bills each year. faithfully buying VC for each of them, which is true. This is true. That is very, very, very true. Now, I'm trying to find this one tweet. There was this one tweet under the NBA 2K17 conversation, and it gotten a lot of hate because a lot of NBA 2K fanboys spoke out against this tweet. Okay, and I found it. So this is from Mickey Facts with a Z. So basically, he tweeted this, and it goes like this. NBA 2K community, I have a question. Although he have 3 questions, but let's get to them. Why? That's the first question. Although that's not much of a question because I'm like, why what? But moving on. Why do y'all accept repackaged games each year and act like no other games are made? That's a good question. And then the next question, why are you spending close to $200 to build a My Player every year? That's another good question. And the same dude from Studio Great Games responded, actual question, why does everyone outside of a community care what people inside of a community does? If you're not involved, it makes no sense. And he responds, because they went at me. Why? 2K Player said I wasn't a gamer because I didn't play 2K, so I had to make this post. And that's sad because you know what's funny? Because on the other end of the spectrum of people who play video games, but at the same time don't play sports games, they don't acknowledge sports games. They barely acknowledge that sports games exist. So you got one side saying, oh, if you don't play 2K or Madden, you're not a gamer. But then you got the other side who says sports games don't exist. Basically saying that sports games don't exist. So that logic of, oh, if you don't play 2K, you're not a gamer is cap, is bullshit. And like whoever actually says that is a fucking idiot, and you can't take them seriously. And whenever a debate pops up about video games, they are not allowed. It's like a white person trying to get into the cookout. They are not allowed. A white person trying to get a black card. They are not allowed. It's pretty much at that level. So that's my thoughts on that. Overall, the bottom line is this. It's about fucking time you guys are speaking up about the practice, the business decisions that 1E2K, 2K Sports, Take-Two Interactive, and all these companies are taking. It's about damn time y'all standing up and speaking out against it. Because I've been speaking out, well, I spoke out against that 10, 11, 12 years ago. And it was at a point where it's like, okay, it's not changing, so I'm just going to stop playing 2K. And I've been happy not playing 2K. So that's my stance on it. Now, if something does change where they make better decisions with 2K, VC prices are going down, they get rid of the stupid season passes, the online connectivity is actually consistently working, and the gameplay is consistently great. Now we have a different discussion where I'm like, should I come back to NBA 2K? I don't know, but we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. And I'm gonna call it a wrap now. So with all that said, y'all know this boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stimulate Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.